RPG news.
Hello, welcome to TTRPG News. Today, Monday, May 16th, and I'm going to fix your camera real quick.
Our tech person is going to be fixing our camera, so I will take over doing the news. So for our first major rundown, D&D Beyond will be removing Volo's Guide to Monsters and Mordenkainen's Tome of Foes. If you already have the books, you won't have to take any action. They're not going to remove it. It might be changed slightly.
Yeah.
Like the stats might change and whatnot. But the books themselves will still be available if you have purchased them. The reason that they are removing these, they say, is because the monsters of the multiverse are
Yeah, it's multiverse.
Multiverse. Okay.
Like, they're trying to marvel it.
A news broadcast. Yes, you're here to watch it. So they say that the reason is because that book, Monsters of the Multiverse, have all of the monsters in it compiled into one thing. So they're going to discontinue even publishing the other books. However, there are a lot of critics that are saying that this is just another money grab because they're not really changing
the same content. It's the same freaking content. And they're changing some weird stuff. Like, they took all small creatures, now go 30 feet instead of 25. Mm-hmm. But if you're a centaur, you can still go 40 feet. So
they didn't extend everybody's
movement. Well, they brought everyone up to 30, but there are those that are faster than 30. So why do that? They also made it to where pretty much everything now you can select. It's kind of like the custom lineage where you can select to take, I think it's like 3+1s or 1+2 and 1+1 or something like that. Like, you're not tied into certain things. I understand in one aspect, because if I want to play that race, because from a role play perspective, but it doesn't fit with the build. Okay, there's something about playing suboptimal characters. Get over it. But also, then what's the point? Then everything's just flavor text.
Yeah.
Everything's just flavor text. And what's the point of all the races? In that case, just have custom lineage. Pick whatever lineage you want and just give them these bonuses. I don't get it.
Exactly.
But I do know it's got pretty much every monster except for, I think, like 2.
Yeah, so that's a thing that's happening on D&D Beyond. Weston, in other D&D Beyond news.
In others, so the switch over, so we announced last week that all D&D Beyond accounts will become Wizards of the Coast accounts. They're going to be merging their database in a way. That happens they say on or after May 18th. Now, of course, they expect a smooth transition, but the developers do say just be kind of ready in case there's any glitches.
And please be patient.
Yeah, I work in software development. I agree completely. Expect glitches will always happen.
Yep.
So just, I hope, you aren't running a game on the 18th or 19th using D&D Beyond as your main thing, because you might have some issues, so maybe be ready. Print off your character sheet and have it ready in hand just in case.
Yeah, and just to give you guys a little bit of context, that's in 2 days.
Yep.
So this isn't something that's happening far off. It's in 2 days. So that's a whole thing. All right, so on May 19th as well, for a limited time of 7 days afterwards, users can download the source book Acquisitions Inc. completely for free. This book is based on the exploits of the adventuring party of the same name that debuted back in 2008 as part of a collaboration with Wizards of the Coast and Penny Arcade. Also, a second free book will be available on D&D Beyond starting May 19th. And this is the adventure...
Lost Mines of
Fendelver?
Yeah.
The Lost Mines of Fendelver. This was originally a starting adventure included in the Essentials Kit, intended to help new players and DMs get a basic understanding of a Dungeons & Dragons campaign.
I know they're doing the new starter box. So this is probably not in the new one. This is probably just was in the old one. and so they're going to give it away for free.
That makes sense because they're
what I
updating the
imagine.
entire starter
Yep.
box.
So I imagine that's the reason why they're doing this.
That makes total sense. It's good though for new players to have
Free content.
Yeah, to have free content to get into the game itself.
Yep. Also, another non-Wizards of the Coast news. This month is actually PAIZOCON. So
Woohoo!
Hayley and I are both players of Pathfinder. So we are fans of Paizo. So PAIZOCON 2022.
Oh, hold on. Lost Tribes Gaming is asking where they can get that.
D&D Beyond.
D&D Beyond.
So
It's
it will be on-
available.
I would check D&D Beyond and
starting
Wizards of
May
the Coast
19th.
Website.
I would not be surprised as well if it was available on Drive-Thru-RPG. Or the other one, not Drive-Thru-RPG.
I think
What's DM's Guild? There we go.
I actually think it won't be.
Really?
And here's the reason why. This is a push. They've done a big push because they're also giving out some monsters, free monsters from the Monsters in the Multiverse.
Mm-hmm.
If you have your Wizards of the Coast account, it's a push for more
it's push
people
for D&D
to
Beyond.
get for D&D Beyond and Wizards to get your email addresses to use in marketing efforts for D&D Beyond materials.
That makes sense. That makes sense. So
My
yeah,
guess
check
is it's there. You'll need to sign up for an account if you don't already have one.
And the initial sign up for D&D Beyond is free.
It is free. Yep, but that's what it is. It's
Which
captured.
means you are the product.
Yep, it's an email capture.
All right.
So PAIZOCON will be it's scheduled for Memorial Day weekend, so on the 27th to 29th at the Doubletree in Seattle, Washington. Seattle?
Yep.
I don't know where that is. It's not Seattle. I copied this straight
I
from
don't
Paizo's
know.
site.
I know.
So
I get
for
you.
those unavailable to make the trek in person, they're also pleased to announce that they'll be doing it online, and the online one is actually longer. So it goes through the 30th. They're going to be doing lots of actual plays, lots of panels and such. So if you are a Paizo fan, either Starfinder or Pathfinder, you can find out a lot about what's coming up there. A lot of new announcements are going to come through. So,
And they are doing a ton of streamed
Yep.
games as well.
which, if you are a creator in Paizo materials, Starfinder or Pathfinder, I know they're always, looking for people to engage on that level, even last minute. So I would.
Yep.
Sometimes people suddenly can't do their shows, or people don't have player that shows up. So if you want to be in on that, I would stay connected, and if possible, join their Discords.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. But
And at
2022 is the 20th anniversary.
Yep, it's their 20th anniversary.
Oh.
So hopefully some big announcements and some cool stuff.
Hopefully, do you think they'll talk about any rumblings of a third edition?
No, they're not ready for a third edition.
I
They
was just
said
wondering.
Second edition.
I know. I
not
was just
too long
wondering.
ago. No, but I think they've been popping out lore books
Like
so
crazy.
fast and so quick. I honestly wouldn't be surprised if they took a break from that,
Yeah.
because they had so many.
They had
books
quite a
dropped
few
this
books
last
dropped
year.
this year.
The options for Pathfinder are ridiculous. So
They're
quickly after
amazing.
it started.
Amazing, ridiculous.
Yes.
That's redonkulous. Speaking of Pathfinder, so Lost Omens, Knights of Last Wall, which is a book, is dropping on May 25th. The PDF is available, and it is currently available, has been made available to a few YouTubers and content creators within the Pathfinder community. And it is a pretty dang cool book.
It is, yeah.
It's amazing. So this is the quote from the things in the stuff. Fulfill your oath. When the armies of the Whispering Tyrant marched on Last Wall, the keeps and cities may have fallen, but its people and their spirit did not falter. Lost Omens, Knights of Last Wall takes a detailed look at the knights that took up arms and continue to fight against the undead hordes and evils that roam the world. This book presents information on the Last Wall organization, from joining the ranks to knightly training to the missions to protect the innocent and defeat evil. The book will also feature new rules content, including new equipment, magical items, spells, and support for Knights of Last Wall archetypes for players who want to play a knight in their own campaigns. This is picking up after the events of the actual play game that was done for the release of Pathfinder 2nd Edition.
Yep. it is. It's interesting stuff about the Whispering Tyrant, a lot of stuff in there. I do agree with something that Lost Tribes Gaming said about why he thinks PaizoCon will have a lot. He thinks it'll have more 5e compatible stuff. And I think that will probably be true, considering they made a specific point of stating that. Okay, suddenly I couldn't hear myself.
Like you suddenly stopped. Like what just happened?
Suddenly I couldn't hear myself and it sounded weird. But that the mechanics that are introduced in this book for organizing a knightly order will work in any world and in any system.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
So I think they are definitely going to be, and that's probably a really good catch there, Lost Tribes Gaming. I imagine we're going to see more 5e compatibility put into this next year for Paizo. Honestly, I think second edition needs some time to breathe.
Yeah, it does. I mean, it only came out like 2 years ago.
They've released 4 books
3 years ago.
Last year that I can remember.
There's
5.
Guns and Gears, Secrets of Magic.
We had 3 Grand Bazaar. We had Book of the Dead. We had
the city one, Absalom.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Actually, I think we had 6. We had 6 or 7 books from Paizo in the last 12 months. Mm-hmm. I think that Paizo needs to let second edition breathe a little bit.
Maybe they'll finally do second edition for Starfinder. Because that one's been hanging out for a hot second. That one's been hanging out
for a while.
So, anyway, but that'll be in a speculation episode where we just talk about Paizo stuff.
Definitely be there for PaizoCon. Check it out. You can check it out on their Twitch channel. Is where they'll be having everything. So just go and check them out on Twitch. On the, remind myself of those dates, the 27th through the 30th of May.
Awesome. And that is it for today's episode of TTRPG News.